Welcome back to Jackson Fever, where normal things don't happen very often. This is a Michael Jackson Halloween story, so pull up a chair, sit back and relax. And most of all, don't be scared. Just kidding. This is going to be a wholesome, heartwarming story, just like most things about Michael. The first story is one shared by Dieter Weisner, a former manager of Michael who wrote about it in his book. On a fateful October evening, Michael, Prince and Paris were sitting in the car enjoying a ride through Las Vegas. Michael saw some Halloween decorations and suddenly remembered it was that time of the year. He quickly asked the driver to stop the car and they all got out. Prince and Paris were wearing Spider-Man masks and they went door to door trick-or-treating and dancing in the street. At one point, Michael asked them to be quiet for a moment and he joined in on the fun. He went to one of the houses with them, stood at the door, and as soon as the door opened, he shouted, "Trick or treat!" He did this a few times and at first everybody froze and then they burst into screaming. Michael got candy and was invited into the houses, but soon after word spread around the neighborhood and people gathered outside their homes. Michael's bodyguards had to quickly get him and the children back to the car. On the way back, children and their parents were cheering and greeting Michael. Can you imagine how it must have felt? They must still be talking about this to this day every time when Halloween comes around. Our second story is one that few people know about. Did you know that in May 1995, Michael went to a costume competition because he wanted to meet one of his idols? That's right, Michael was working at a recording studio nearby when he heard that one of his idols, Al Lewis aka Grandpa Monster, was going to be at the famous Monsters convention in Hollywood. For those of you that don't know, Al Lewis was the star of a 60s TV show called The Monsters, which Michael Jackson liked very much as a young boy. Michael didn't tell anyone and went to the show dressed up as Nosferatu. Unfortunately, he did not win first place, but he probably had a lot of fun talking to the people there. He was so convincing in his act that nobody found out they were talking to Michael Jackson until a month later when People magazine published an article exposing the man behind the costume at the convention. Speaking of costumes and good acting, around the time when he was filming Ghosts, Michael went out to lunch with his mother wearing a full-body costume and pretending to be another person. The whole time, Katherine Jackson could not recognize Michael until he revealed that it was indeed him. Take a look at this. Would you be able to tell it's Michael Jackson? His acting is flawless and even his voice and accent are different.
Say to the townspeople, I'm okay, I'm the mayor. Everything's fine. I go fine. Then something starts to happen inside of me and I'm like fighting the whole time. And then the rhythm gets, And I'm not Michael Jackson. Don't think I'm Michael Jackson because I'm not. I just kind of perfected these steps. He had a talk with me.
Michael loved Halloween and it was one of his favorite times of the year. So enjoy this Halloween Eve with your friends and be on the lookout for suspicious characters in scary costumes. Who knows? You might just run into Michael on the street somewhere. Even his own mother couldn't recognize him in a full costume, so chances are you won't be able to either.